Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Business, Love, and the Tidbits. My name is Ingrid, and I am an executive administrator, ERC. I have a passion for retail, hence CMR collection and RMC exclusive. I will be relaunching IR Pinkett Professional Services October the 4th. Well, you will be able to access my um, business consulting skills and to get some information about your own business. So, Miss Dom, let everybody know who you are.
Good morning, everyone. I am Dominique Poydras, Director of Sisters Inspiring Sisters, which is a business empowerment program. We are focused on helping women in their business lives and also helping you achieve your best potential in your personal life as well. So today is Chit Chat Friday, and that's what we're going to do. Today we are just talking life. Me and Ingrid are both in leadership training. We're taking the exact same training around the exact same times. And what we are finding is as we're navigating through these stages of training, we are discovering things that are in us and underneath us and things that we need to get out. And what's happening is in between these stages is life is doing some really, really, really great things to us. We have some amazing transformations, some amazing success stories, but also some things are coming out of things that are not so great. And we have to process those things as well. Just as much as we feel great, we feel like, oh shit, excuse our language, but what in the heck is going on here? So when you start digging deeper, you start pulling out things and things just start happening and external things start happening as well. And so you have to
Mhm.
deal with those things at the same time as all these great things are unfolding and you are becoming a greater version of you. And it's just interesting to watch how I'm walking through those things. So Ingrid was watching me like I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's happening. And now she's in a different stage and now these things are starting to happen to her. We're like, today is just not the day. And so we're gonna talk about that. So Ingrid, I mean, bring us in a little bit on your intro thoughts and then we can just exchange information.
Um, so I got, usually we come on here and we are just excited and we're giggly and all of that. And if you are watching, let me say this. If you are watching the replay, shame on you. We want to see you live. At least we're on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 6:30 a.m. 3 days out of the you pick one of them days. And you come on over here with us and you interact with us live. Interact with us live. And if you have not clicked on yet to be a part of the show, to come on and share your comment, what you waiting for? Come on. That's why I put the link there for you to come on in live. We'll see you. We'll put you up here. Come on. Share your comments. Share live. We may even let you shout out your business or something. Why not? Come on here. You don't know who might be watching. That could make the difference in that little bit amount of time. So come on and join us here. We share the experience. We want to share the experience. Um, so yes, when life gets to life, and I'm still, as you guys can tell, I'm still trying to get my voice back. uh, it's been a week. Yeah, it's been a week, but I'm better than I was. But yeah, so many amazing things have been happening. I saw and I celebrated another solar return yesterday. So yes, I am a wonderful, beautiful age of 52. Yes, and I am excited for this chapter in my life. Um, I threw up a new background, another different background, y'all. So you can't see my little rose over there on the side, but it's there. But this season has definitely been way way up here. And then it's going, it's been here and here at the exact same time. So, my sis talks about, when life be lifing, I never heard that term until she said it. It's true. It's true. We both text each other this morning. It is so funny. We both text each other this morning, and we text and we talk every single morning, of course, before we get on here with you guys. And then when we close out, of course, we close out and we have our meeting afterward. But this morning, I know we were sharing the same sentiment as far as, what we were feeling right at the time. And it was in the middle of here, it was in the middle of here. And but we still want to share two things. One, that we're real people. Oh, y'all, I don't have ashy hands today. I put lotion on today, y'all. I know the other day my hands were looking ashy. But anyway,
She
so
blamed me for it. Why you didn't tell me? I can't tell. I don't know.
I know. I thought, I was like, why you didn't tell me my hands was ashy? She was like, I couldn't tell. I was like, girl, it was ashy. I'm like, and y'all know I look back. Now that time I did look back at the video. I was like, my hands was
Just go
ashy.
check.
But anyway, okay. I digress. So getting back to you. So we were talking about when life just be lifing. And but we still want to interact. We still want to come on here. We still want to share. We want to let you know that even though you are going through life, just whatever happens, whatever is going on in your life, is that still progress forward. Still do the things that you promised yourself that you would do. Still show up, right? Still show up. Even if you're doing it like Chandra Sumter says, even if you're doing it messy, still show up. And that's important. It's important to show up, even in those. We always show up in these times. We always show up in the high moments because we want to share. We want to tell everybody. We want to scream it from the top of the rafters. But when you are somewhere in between here and here, sometimes we think about it more and we evaluate whether or not we really want to show up in at that time. Do we really
Mhm.
want to do that? Do we? And if we do show up, we show up like, I'm here.
Right.
I'm here. We're solemn. We're showing everything in our production level, in
Right.
our energy level, in our body, the way that we hold our body, the
Mhm.
posture that we have, the fact we don't look at each other,
Right.
things like that. And even though your presence may be there, you don't show up. I know I'm guilty of that as well. I'm guilty of that. And that's the reason why now it's so important for me to absolutely show up, all of me, the authentic me, the I'm way up here me, and it's one of, it's them day me, you know, but I'm still here. I'm still open. I'm still authentic. I'm still going to give you everything that I can, whether it is my career, my business, or even just here with you guys on Business Love and Tidbits. So, sis, what are your thoughts on that? I'm gonna silence this thing so
I
I don't
okay.
hear
I
anything.
thought of that. Um, the question is, how are you showing up? How are you
Mm,
showing up when life is lifing? And when I say life is lifing, what Ingrid just said is things that are happening that are out of your control, and you feel like you're in this whirlpool, and things are just coming from all over the place.
mm-hmm.
And simultaneously, great things are happening. So how do you navigate both lives? How do you navigate both levels when you're high in some areas and you're hitting low places in other areas, and things are happening in other areas, and your emotions are kind of all over the place, right? Like one moment you're like, "Oh my gosh, this is amazing." I mean, me and Ingrid just talked on Wednesday about how amazing she feels and how great she's feeling and how much change that she has experienced in herself. And the same for me. Like I look at myself from just 2 or 3 months ago. I'm like, this transformation is awesome, right? So that is great. But at the same time, I have a long list of things that are happening to me, and me and Ingrid talk about them. And I'm not talking about them
Mhm.
right now because I want to talk about them in a story. Like, listen, ladies, listen, gentlemen. Like, did you know I was going through all these things while all this other great stuff was going on? And so, how are we showing up? So I text Ingrid this morning, like, listen, sis, this morning and this moment by moment. So at this very moment, I'm not feeling my 100. Right, I'm not feeling my
Mhm.
best self, but we're still gonna show up. And she texts back was like, me either. I was like, okay, so this is what Ingrid said. This is what we're gonna talk about. Is how are you showing up? So I'm choosing to still show up. I'm
Mhm.
choosing to still push through. Like Ingrid said, are you still meeting your goals?
Mhm.
Are you still being who you say you're going to be to the people around you? I had an opportunity to show up in a number of different areas this week with a number of different people in situations that were not ideal, and I got to choose who I want to be in every single one of those moments. And in
There we
every
go.
single one of those moments, I walked away proud. Like, dang, I still showed
Mhm.
up. I showed up. My goal is to be loved and to be courageous and to be authentic and be true to myself. And
Mhm.
showed up even in places where there was misunderstanding. There was hurt. There was I felt unheard or unseen. There was so many situations that happened within the last week, and I still showed up as the person that I want to be. And then I get to go back and process those things. Like, how do I want to be? Who do I want to be in every single moment of my life when things are out of order, just as much as when they are in order? We have a choice in every single
Mhm.
moment to be that person. And so, what about when you're sad or when your feelings are hurt, or you feel
Mhm.
disrespected, or you lose trust
Mhm.
in somebody, or what happens when you're losing your house or you're losing your job, or you don't have money
Mhm.
to pay your rent, or you don't know how your kids are going to eat? What happens in those situations? How are you showing up? Where's your faith level
Mhm.
in those moments? Is your
Mhm.
faith embedded in the situation, or is your faith embedded in God and trusting the process that this is just one moment in time? Every moment is just
Mhm.
one moment in time. What if you have
Mhm.
100 moments in time? Can you process every one of those moments the exact same way?
Hello.
So
Exactly.
what do you have to say about it?
You know, I know that it can be rough to do that, and it's a learned thing. It's something that's
Absolutely.
learned. It's moving from that the amateur mindset, though, the victim mentality to the victor. And you have to think about, I know in those moments, I know for me this morning, I had to think about all the good stuff
Mm-hmm.
that's happening and all the great things that I have to look forward to, right? So in those moments, I mean, and it takes a moment to do that. Don't get me wrong. It's not immediate. It's not instant. It's not, okay, well, I'm over here and then bam, hey, how you doing? I'm on or I'm turned on. It's not that at all. It doesn't, for most people, it doesn't work that way, but I'm going to speak for myself. I know for me, it doesn't, I'm not a light switch. So I don't turn on and off like that. But what I can do is I can say, this is where I am right now, and I'm going to choose. I'm going to choose to show myself my real, authentic, and not give any energy to those things that I have no control over. Those things, I don't have to give it the feelings of, this is not feeling good to me, or this is overwhelming me, or this is whatever it may, this is sad, or this is devastating to my life. Those
Right.
feelings, I don't have to give the situation that. Let me tell you why. Because the situation is neutral. The situation is going to happen whether you give it feelings or not. It's not going to change the situation that you're in until it's time, because there's a process for everything, right? God does things so that he can grow us and teach us and get us to understand that I don't want you to be here, daughter. I don't want you to be here, son. I
Mm-hmm.
want you to learn from this so that if you get ready to go into something that possibly might look like that again, you'll remember how you'll felt during that moment, and you'll take a different path, right? So things, our tests become our testimonies, right? And that's true in life. Anything that you're going through becomes your testimony. You get to share that. Like my sis was saying, I'm going to share it later. Just like me, I'm pretty sure I will share it later. Your test becomes your testimony because you will be able to help someone else who is going through those things, and they're going to remember how you showed up. They'll remember how you showed up while you were in the midst of that situation.
Right.
So think about that. You never know who's watching you. You are always an example to someone. Even if it's just your household, your children, just a really good friend, a coworker, your
That's
boss, your business partner, your client, your customer. You are an example. Someone is watching you. And even when you don't think they are, they are.
mm-hmm.
And so when you share your testimony after your test is over, you can impact those lives,
I
right? But it's how you show up and how authentic you are. Go ahead, sis. Go
no,
ahead.
I mean, I'm just piggybacking what you're saying. I mean, and even in that situation, people are watching you, right? So
Hmm.
it's important to how you show up, even while you're going through all of those
Right.
things, right? I
Right.
mean,
Because that's
and
what they're gonna remember.
yeah, all over the weekend things were happening to me, and my kids are watching me, right? They're watching all of this stuff, so they're
Hmm.
walking, they're in the testimony, they're in the test with me, but they're watching how their mom is responding, and they're like,
Hmm.
"Mom, you're so calm," and they keep asking, "Are you okay? Are you okay? Oh, Mama, it's a lot."
Somebody asked me that too. Are you okay? Are you okay? You sound different. I was like,
And their
sounds,
response was,
is that a bad? I was like, is that a bad thing? Wait, I'm like, is that a bad thing? They said, actually, no. You sound really good. I was just like, is everything? Because I know what's going on. Are you all right?
and
So.
everyone is watching, like you said, my kids, but my kids specifically are watching, my boyfriend is watching, Ingrid is watching, and then all of my sisters and my hey sis sisters are watching how I'm showing up, even without knowing the situation. But my kids specifically, like, "Mom, you're going through a lot, are you okay?" And I'm like, "I'm good," because internally, spiritually, I'm good. I do have to walk through my feelings, my emotion, but again, it's moment by moment, and
Mhm.
I'm choosing I'm making such great decisions even in the midst, right? But I don't always make good decisions. So even in that moment of making a bad decision, it's what we're learning, and what me and Ingrid are learning in our leadership, is that even in that even in making a not a good choice, because everything's not a bad decision, but not making a good choice,
Right.
we have an opportunity at that moment to still decide how we want to show up after that. How are we
Hmm.
going to respond to that?
Right.
How are we going to handle that? What are we going to make excuses and act like it didn't exist, or are we going
Hmm.
to, what I mean, how do we show up in those situations when we did something, right? And so
Exactly.
I'm even learning how to walk through those in love and grace, and okay, this is what happened, let's deal with it. We can either choose to deal with it, or we can choose to
Hmm.
be angry, frustrated, not deal with it, leave, walk away, act like it didn't exist.
Mm.
And so even in those
Hmm.
situations, I'm being challenged in that situation too. I'm not always making good decisions. I try to always make good decisions.
Right.
I
Right.
try.
Exactly.
And so, I mean, so just learn, like, me and Ingrid are speaking the same language. So we're like, yes, yes, yes.
Yes. Exactly. Yes.
And so
Yes.
moment by moment is an opportunity to become who you want to become.
Hmm.
Moment by moment. Don't take it day by day. Moment by moment. And you celebrate when how you come out of that moment. Celebrate that, because
Yes.
even though I'm going through all,
Yes.
I'm celebrating how I'm responding, who I
Hmm.
am in that space. Am I loved?
Hmm.
Because I want to be loved. My goal is to be love, to spread love,
Yeah.
to give love. So
Okay.
was I loved in that moment? And then when I walk out, I'm like,
Hmm.
yeah, girl, I was loved.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I
And so,
love it. I love
and then leading others, I'm able,
it.
even
Hmm.
though, like, shit is happening, y'all. I mean, I'm not even, I can't even sugarcoat. I could be depressed under a blanket right now, crying my eyes out and
Okay.
giving up on life. That's how much stuff is happening to me right now.
Right.
And it's so overwhelming. Like
Mhm,
I can burst it out in anxiety, depression, and everything right at this
mhm,
very moment because so
mhm,
much stuff is happening to me. Like I can just cry,
mhm,
and cry and cry. And
mhm.
I have cried.
Right.
But I'm so proud of myself. I'm
Mhm.
so proud of myself for how I'm showing up and how I'm delivering information to other people. Like, okay, well, this is an opportunity for us to learn from this.
Right.
what's so what's underneath that? And
Yeah.
understanding that language and understanding how to walk through those conversations is saving
Right.
my life.
Wow.
It's absolutely saving my life. It's saving
There you
me
go.
from going back to places I don't want to be.
Mhm,
It's saving me from emotions and suffer and dwelling, and
mhm,
it's saving me
mhm,
from being in
mhm.
that space, right?
Yeah.
Don't
Yeah.
but don't feel I feel though, so don't get it wrong. Don't think that I don't feel, but I'm able to navigate through differently. Does that make sense? Like I'm
Right.
feeling, don't
Yeah,
look, I'm
absolutely.
frustrated.
Yeah.
I do have all these emotions that we all have, but I'm just navigating
Right.
through them and having different conversations, what we call clearing conversations, over
Right.
conversations, healing conversations through
Right.
each of these moments.
Yeah.
And there's lessons.
Right.
There's so many lessons.
Yeah. And we definitely want you to we want you to the reason why we bring stuff like this is we want you to know we're real people
Right?
with real things that happen in our lives, real situations, real people. When we come to you authentically, and we come to you so that you can connect and understand that it's okay to be a real person. Like she said, she feels the emotions just like we all do. I mean, I do too. I feel the emotions of what's happening in my life, right? I feel that, but do I stay there?
Right.
Do I stay there? Do I stay in a place that can possibly send me spiraling down to where I don't want to be? Amateurs dwell and sit in it, and pros problem solve. So where are we gonna? Which one are you gonna be? Where are
Mhm.
you gonna be? Are you gonna sit and you're gonna dwell within it and have a pity party? Because we all know some people that sit and have pity parties, right?
Right.
For everything that they're going through in life. Or are you going to say, okay, this hurts. It hurts my feelings. It hurts my emotions. And it's hurting my feelings. It's hurting my emotions. It's hurting my mental state. But you know what? I'm going to get out of this and I'm going to solve the situation. I'm going to
Right.
move towards the the solution
Right.
so that I don't have to come back to this part again.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna continue to move forward. And that's important. That's important to recognize that you have a choice. You're not without a choice. You don't have to. You don't have to. Um, the only, I mean, literally, you don't have to anything nowadays. Not say anything because we used to say there's certain things that you have to do. You like I have to be this person, or I have
Mm.
to be this gender, or I have to be this um I have to be at this job, or I have to have this many. You don't have to do anything. And heck, you don't, I mean, they say you have to pay taxes too. Well, eventually you do, but they'll take it out in another way too. So we don't want to talk about that. But you don't have to do anything. Everything is a choice. You choose. So, what's your choice going to be? What
Right.
is your choice going to be? And it's personal, it's up to you. No one
Right.
can make that for you. They can't make that for you. It is totally up to you. Go ahead, sis. I know you had something to say on that one.
I mean, we're speaking the same language, so
Yeah.
so I'm just kind of just adding or piggybacking what you're already saying is
Mm-hmm.
that it's up to you to decide who you want to be, no matter who's doing what, or
Mhm.
no matter what you're doing. It's
Mhm.
moment by moment. And those choices are pivotal because they impact the next moment. That choice
Mhm.
you make in that very moment impacts the very next moment. It's going to impact the next person who's in that situation with you. It's going to impact how you show up to the next situation, right? If you and every
Mhm.
situation is neutral, like Ingrid said. So say you don't have your rent this month and you go and you do something to get the rent. How is that going to impact your next move of not having enough money? Or you're going through it with your significant other and there's a disagreement. You can choose to be angry and hurt and sit in that disagreement, or you can choose to say, okay, how can we handle this so we can move forward in love and trust,
Mhm.
and build on this. What's the lesson in this? Is there a lesson in
Mhm.
this for both? There's always a lesson for both people. What's the
Right.
lesson in, what can we take from this? And you can choose to, you can even if you choose to leave the situation, still have the conversation, right? You
Mhm.
can choose to have the conversation so there can be a solution at the end of that we both made
Mhm.
together. And so ha- these conversations are important for me and Ingrid because they impact your future. They
Yes.
impact your future. They impact we say who you are becoming, who you
Mhm.
want to.
Mhm.
And so I'm glad that we are able to have these conversations and to be real, not only with each other as friends, because
Mhm.
we're growing a really beautiful relationship within the last couple months. I haven't seen anything like it in a long time, but also to be able to share it with all of you that
Yeah.
things do happen, and you don't have to hide from those things, but you can choose how you want to navigate through those things. Okay?
Exactly.
Real quick, my sister friends are texting me all throughout the day about problems that they're having, things that they're going through, life that's happening. And I'm honest. I say, sis, I can't support you right now as far as counseling you in these areas because I have to deal with some things that I'm dealing with, but I can hear you. I can listen to you. I can have that conversation as far as being there for you, being a support for you. But I also tell each one individually, how do you want this to end?
Mhm.
What's the result that you want to have come out of this? And so once you start thinking about the results that you
Mhm.
want to have, then it will impact the decision that you need to make in that very, very moment. What's the result? What's the end result? And is the end result for yourself, or is the end result
Mhm.
for the common good of everybody that's in that situation?
Hello.
And oftentimes we make decisions and emotional decisions based only on how we feel and what we want to happen for us. But is that situation and that decision that you're making in that very moment good for everybody?
Right.
And once we get
Right.
to the point where we start thinking about the whole unit instead of ourselves, we will become a better person for not only ourselves but for the world. And I mean, my goal is to be an example for the world. And so those
Hello.
are my final thoughts on today and being authentic and choosing who you want to be at every single moment.
I love it. I love it.
You can take
Just be mindful, and I'm just going to piggyback on my sister really quickly as a reminder. In amateur mode, we do things out of our feelings, but in pro, we do it out of our commitment. And if you don't do anything else, commit to yourself. Commit to yourself. Okay? Know where you're going and make that commitment,
I love
not to
it.
how you're feeling at that moment, but to the commitment, the bigger picture that you made to yourself. And that's going to spread out to everyone else around you, to your community, to your city, to your state, to your nation, and then to the world. So I want to thank you guys so much for coming to share with us today. We know that you could have been doing something else on your Friday morning. We want to thank our sponsors, Sisters Inspiring Sisters. Hey, sis. And CMR Collection and RMC Exclusive. Go get your clothing on, honey. New and online thrift store. So thank them. Thank our sponsors so much. We also want to give the announcement. I'm excited. We are now streaming on YouTube. Woo! Yes, we are now streaming live on YouTube. Give us a moment, all of the old videos and everything like that, so you have another way to be able to share these videos and inspiration with other people. Because we do have our YouTube channel up now. And like I said, we'll be putting all of our videos and things like that up there. Our virtual assistant, our social media people, they're working on that now. So just give us a moment and it's going to be up, guys. It's going to be up. So thank you again. So humbled, so humbling for for Dom and myself that you find value in what we do, who we are, the opinions that we have, the comments that we make, all of those things. Continue to watch us on all of our platforms. That would be Miss Dom Michelle, an IP tidbit, Business Love and Tidbits, all on Facebook, and now Business Love and Tidbits on YouTube. We will see you Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 6:30 a.m. Pacific time because we're in Cali. You guys have a wonderful. Oh, this Monday is Labor Day. There is no BLT this
Oh,
Monday.
yeah.
It is Labor Day, so we are taking a day off. So, and we recognize all holidays. So if it falls on one of those days, we will not be here with you. We will be
Hey, I just
celebrating
got
with
the
our
memo. Yay.
families. I know she happy. We'll be celebrating with our families, and we hope that you do too. Family and friends and everything is the forefront of us. We might hang out together as well, right? So look though on your social media, check us out. If you miss us, maybe we'll post something on Monday of what we're doing with each other or even separately, but with our families and our friends. So again, just a reminder, there will be no BLT this Monday, which is Labor Day, September the 5th? September the 5th. September the 5th, 2022. There will be no BLT. But we will
Love
see
y'all.
you Wednesday. Wednesday, come back. Come back. And again, if you are watching this and you're watching the replay, pick a day. Pick a day and share live with us. Come on. Pick a day and share live with us. We would love to interact with you. Okay, we're out of here. Have a
Bye.
great weekend. Enjoy your holiday. Bye.